Let's go to that lighthouse and play podcast. So, just to recap, in my new 9-foot dome, which has finally found a home and is now lit fairly well, I wanted to recreate a scene. And I don't know how long that'll be up, but who knows? It could be permanent. You just never know with me. So, I had heard a lighthouse story where a lighthouse talked to a ship at sea and they had a little back and forth. And it turns out that's an urban legend. Now, I did not know that. I had done some research and found out that radio came to lighthouses in the 30s. Electricity came to lighthouses in the 20s. But the radio that came to lighthouses in the 30s was the foghorn, the beacon, the pulses, like for radar, basically, to avoid the point at all costs. So the notion that a lighthouse keeper would have a radio conversation with a vessel in the sea is not true. I'll read you a little more of that in a minute. But that story led me to the only novel I'd heard of with Lighthouse in the title, To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, which led me to a famous lighthouse in Cornwall, England. That is the Godrevy Lighthouse. And that broadcast, we have heard in response to that from the distinguished, the one and only, the Duke of Cornwall. And he writes us the following. You certainly do have at least one dedicated listener in Cornwall. Oh my God. I never dared to hope. Now he's a good friend. Godrevy Lighthouse that you mentioned is about 60 miles away from me. It is close enough to the mainland to get a good view, but remains perfectly isolated by the sea. The best approach is to walk from the south along the wide open St. Ives Bay. He attached a couple photos from his visit a few years ago. He also, though, attached photos of another Cornwall lighthouse, of which there are apparently 9 in total, of the Pendeen Lighthouse a few miles further southwest along the coast of Cornwall. And that is the one that I found a YouTube video for, and last week posted a description of the compressors, and an actual sound of that particular foghorn, which uses Victorian trumpets per the Duke. So I love, to expand on that, he says, I love Pendeen because it has retained the elegant Victorian trumpet-style foghorn structures rather than demolishing them and replacing them with an electronic box. You have hit a rich seam. I feel that way too many planetariums, let's see here. Oh, they share a heritage in optical engineering with planetariums. He attached a picture of a huge Fresnel lens at Pendeen, and it floated in a bath of mercury as a sort of a frictionless bearing. There was an echo in the Fresnel lens of that lighthouse that the Homestar uses instead of a conventional condenser lens. Uses a similar lens in the Homestar. So what could be more perfect? He goes on to talk about a lighthouse day he had with his sons, and he visited all 9 Cornish lighthouses in one day, which is just fantastic. He attached a picture of one of his sons. It was just a great encounter. And so now there's one more thing. It is the story I'm going to recreate, and more about that. It has been debunked. The story was investigated after it appeared all over the internet in the 90s. Let's see. A spokesman for the Coast Guard said they had all long since been automated. They would have no one there to talk to a ship by the time their radios got around. There's another Canadian lighthouse keeper of British Columbia. I've been lighthouse keeping for 21 years, and no one's ever thought I was anything but a lighthouse. Lighthouses are hard to mistake, basically. Ships have smaller, more colored lights as well as bright lights. There's just no way, they say, although the story doesn't mention fog, so I'm going to shroud mine in foggy mystery when I create this scene. But they claim that there's just no way that this story actually could have happened. But I don't care. It's going to happen in my planetarium. So we thank again the Duke for the wonderful pictures and story. The lighthouse that we've selected is on a rocky island. So again, I will not need any kind of trees, but it's easily seen from the coast. So more on this as I begin actual construction. See you later. Bye. Well, see you later. I said that, and then I clicked, and nothing happened. Wait, let me try it again. Gare signs off. Take 2. See you later. Bye.